Royal history made. Princess Leonor marries HRH Christian in a grand Danish ceremony 2025. The world woke up today to the sound of royal bells, bells that didn't just ring for a wedding, but for a new chapter in European history. Everyone expected elegance. Everyone expected tradition. But no one expected this. The union of Spain's future queen, Princess Leonor de Bourbon-Ortiz, and Denmark's future king, His Royal Highness Prince Christian, has redefined what it means to love across royal lines, not as a duty, but as destiny. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. For years, speculation surrounded Princess Leonor, her education, her role, her future husband. Royal watchers predicted alliances, political matches, strategic marriages. Yet, what unfolded in the heart of Copenhagen this morning was not a calculated union, it was a love story written quietly, in moments unseen by cameras, nurtured through friendship, and sealed with a promise that stunned the world. As the first light of dawn touched Amalienborg Palace, thousands gathered outside, braving the crisp Danish air. The streets shimmered with flags of red and yellow, Spain and Denmark, side by side, a sight many thought they'd never see in harmony. Inside the royal cathedral, centuries of history stood still. The scent of fresh white roses filled the aisles. The choir rehearsed softly, unaware that the moment they'd soon witness would echo across Europe. And then, she arrived. Princess Leonor stepped from the carriage, her gown reflecting every flash of the cameras, every cheer of the crowd. Designed by a Spanish-Danish collaboration, her dress symbolized unity, Spanish silk, Danish lace, and a touch of Scandinavian minimalism. Her diamond tiara, once worn by Queen Letizia, glimmered with a message, continuity, grace, and power reborn. The world watched in silence. For a few seconds, it wasn't about royalty or politics. It was about a young woman stepping into history, one heartbeat at a time. Prince Christian waited inside the cathedral, visibly moved. He wasn't the stoic royal figure the press painted him to be. His eyes followed Leonor the moment she entered, and the camera caught what millions noticed, the quiet, unfiltered emotion of a man deeply in love. This was more than a royal ceremony. It was a bridge, between two nations, two futures, and two families long separated by protocol. Queen Letizia and King Felipe of Spain exchanged subtle smiles with Queen Mary and King Frederick of Denmark. For the first time, royal watchers whispered that the old world of monarchy might be changing, that love, not lineage, had become the crown's new foundation. As the ceremony began, the archbishop's voice resonated through the marble halls. The vows were personal, sincere, spoken in both Spanish and Danish, a symbol of unity that brought tears even to the guards standing at attention. When Leonor said, "Sí, quiero, yes, I do," Spain erupted in applause from afar. Across Madrid, plazas were filled with giant screens, where thousands stood still, watching every second as their future queen sealed her destiny with a prince from the north. But behind the beauty, there were undercurrents. Some questioned whether this was a fairy tale or a political turning point. Royal experts reminded viewers that this marriage would reshape the European balance of monarchy. For centuries, Spain and Denmark had maintained separate royal traditions, rarely intertwining. Yet, in one ceremony, the next generation united those worlds, gracefully, fearlessly, and on their own terms. And then came the moment that stopped time, the kiss. As the choir swelled and the bells rang out, Leonor and Christian looked into each other's eyes, not as heirs to thrones, but as two souls who had found one another in the most unexpected place. Cameras flashed, the crowd roared, and in that instant, Europe felt united in emotion. No politics, no divisions, just love that transcended borders. Outside the cathedral, the royal couple emerged hand in hand. The Danish royal guard saluted, while the Spanish anthem played softly in the background, a breathtaking mix of cultures that no one had ever imagined would blend so seamlessly. Queen Letizia, elegant and poised, wiped away tears. Queen Mary smiled warmly, holding her husband's arm as if to say, "We did it, they made history." The reception followed in the grandeur of Christianborg Palace. Crystal chandeliers reflected the glow of royal candles, while the air buzzed with anticipation. Heads of state, celebrities, and aristocrats from across Europe gathered, yet all eyes remained fixed on the couple, especially as they took to the floor for their first dance. It was simple, unpretentious, and deeply emotional. The music. A modern Spanish-Danish fusion, composed just for them. Guests whispered that it felt less like a royal banquet and more like a celebration of humanity. Even the King of Sweden was heard saying that this marriage marked a new Europe, one led by love, not lineage. But what truly captivated the world were the small, human moments. Leonor laughing as Christian accidentally stepped on her gown. Christian whispering something that made her blush. The royal parents exchanging knowing looks, proud, relieved, emotional. It was these unscripted fragments that made the day unforgettable. Throughout the night, fireworks illuminated Copenhagen's skyline, reflecting across the canals. Spanish music blended with Danish melodies, symbolizing what so many called the wedding that united the North and the South. Across Madrid and Barcelona, church bells rang in celebration. Danish citizens waved Spanish flags from their balconies. Social media exploded with tributes. Love wins for Europe, history in Denmark, Leonor and Christian forever. And yet, beneath the celebration, the future awaits. Princess Leonor will return to Spain as both heir and wife, a queen in the making who carries not only her nation's crown but also a vision of a modern, united Europe. Prince Christian, now a husband and future king, will stand by her side, bridging cultures with the same humility and grace that defined his parents. As dawn rises after the grand ceremony, one thing is certain: history has been rewritten. The House of Bourbon and the House of Glucksburg are no longer distant names from royal textbooks. They are living symbols of love's power to heal, to unite, and to inspire. In the centuries to come, historians will write about the treaties, the wars, the alliances. But this day, October 2025, will be remembered for something far greater. It was the day two hearts brought two kingdoms together. The day royal protocol bowed to genuine love. The day Europe witnessed not just a wedding, but the birth of a new royal era. Princess Leonor and Prince Christian, the faces of the future. Not just royals. Not just symbols. But proof that love, even under a crown, can be real, raw, and revolutionary. As the last fireworks fade and the palace lights dim, their story continues, written not on parchment or decree, but in the hearts of millions who witnessed the moment when royalty became truly human. History was made today, and the world will never forget it.